Seattle home values are crawling in some spots, but just outside of the city, in the suburbs, there's an absolute explosion. Some of the suburbs are seeing values skyrocket nearly 30% in a single year, and buyers are rushing in really fast. So today, I am going to share with you the Seattle suburbs that are crushing it in 2025, why they're growing so fast, and which one might be perfect for you. So stick around till the end, find out what my personal top pick is, and where to put your money before everybody else catches on. Okay, let's get into it. Okay, so first up we have Renton, and it's absolutely killing it right now. But here's the thing most people just miss about Renton, is that it's one of the more affordable ways to get into the Seattle area. So what's great about it is you can get in at a reasonable price, and then you can commute into Seattle. And let's take a look at the numbers. So the median list price in Renton is around $798,000 right now. That's down almost 5% from last year, which means it's actually a bit more affordable than it was in 2024. And when you think about what you're getting, it's a really good deal. And there's a spot called The Landing, and it's really changed Renton. It's changed it a lot. And the reason is because it's 18 acres of shops, of restaurants, of places to go and hang out. And it actually sold for $165 million to a firm out of Massachusetts. And that shows you that it's not just me, big money is betting on Renton's future. So why is Renton so hot? Well, here's why. It's the perfect mix of good prices, easy commutes. They've got big plans for Renton. You can get on 405, you can get on I-5, you can get to Seattle, you can get to Bellevue pretty quick. You know, it's not as bad as some other areas during rush hour. If you do hit a little bit of traffic, at least it's closer to Seattle than some of the further south cities. The city plan is adding 17,000 new homes and over 32,000 new jobs in the next 20 years. That is absolutely huge growth. And the Rainier Grady Junction is trying to bring the area like 20 to 60 homes per acre. So that's going to be a lot of new housing there. So it's going to make it easier to get in. And in Renton, your money goes a lot further. The average price per square foot you're paying is $418 per square foot, which is just way less than Seattle proper. So even with the slight price drop, good places in good spots are still moving really fast. Homes in Renton, 8 days on market. People know a good deal when they see one. And by the way, if we haven't met, I'm Sean McConnell, and I have been helping people navigate this wild Seattle real estate market for years now. And the thing is that I don't just sell homes. I am obsessed with finding the perfect neighborhood that matches my clients' needs. So that is why I create these videos every single week. And I want to share with you these little secrets, these neighborhood gems, and just the things that I've discovered when I'm out touring. So if you want that kind of insider intel and you want it delivered straight to your feed, you gotta hit the subscribe button. So Renton gives you that mix of good prices, easy access. It just brings it all together. But let me tell you about this next suburb. It is totally different. We're talking upscale, fancy living, killer views, and a restaurant scene that is just blowing up. Edmonds is what makes Seattle living so special. And the reason is because you've got these amazing views of the Puget Sound and of the Olympic Mountains. The town has this food and art scene that is just absolutely taking off. The housing market really does tell the story. So you've got a median list price that's hitting $950,000 this year, which is actually down from last year. That's pretty good news if you're looking to buy. It means you're getting a better deal this year than last year, and you're still getting waterfront living, water view living. It's just a good deal compared to some of these places in Seattle. And what I love about it personally is that it sits just outside of King County, so you're paying less in taxes. And I've got clients that save thousands of dollars a year just from that tax break alone. The downtown is so walkable. It's got all this waterfront access and buyers just love it. They go nuts for it. So because of that, the competition in the housing market is pretty intense. Homes stay on market for less than a week. They're snapped up pretty quickly. Listings get multiple offers on them in the first weekend, and most of them have waived inspection, waived contingencies. That really is how bad people want in on Edmonds. And I love the restaurant scene in Edmonds. I love Salt and Iron, steaks, oysters, surf and turf. Anthony's Home Port is amazing. It's right down on the marina. You can watch boats come in and out. You can sit out and have a glass of wine on the patio. It really doesn't get better than that. What's cool about Edmonds is it keeps this like art culture, art vibe. It was named the first creative district in the whole state. There's also the ferry terminal, which is a huge plus. So you can get out to the Kitsap Peninsula, go have a great fun weekend getaway. You could commute back and forth if you need to get over to the peninsula. It's a great bonus for living in Edmonds. That's like the Edmonds lifestyle. And because of that, homes are selling for about $470 per square foot. You can pay a much higher premium if you're going for waterfront or water view. But later on, I want to show you a place called Cathcart where you're paying way less per square foot, and the area is seeing insane price growth, and it's a totally different kind of opportunity. But again, when you think about the premium location, those amazing views, Edmonds is still actually a pretty good deal when you compare it to some of these other places in Seattle. And here's the wild part. You're getting this premium waterfront living, awesome restaurants, amazing culture. You're not paying the same crazy prices that you'd see in similar spots in Seattle. So when you compare waterfront homes, the value is really amazing. I love this too. The city is changing their rules. They're allowing for more duplexes, cottage homes, townhomes, dadus, that's a big one. And they're trying to do it while keeping that Edmonds vibe really special. So they're being careful about what they're allowing, but they're doing it. Edmonds gives you this premium living. It gives you amazing views. But more importantly, now I want you to check out a place that is making a huge comeback after finally getting reconnected back to Seattle. So West Seattle has gone through a total change since they reopened the bridge. It has been an amazing comeback story, and it is changing how people see this area. It was not good. It was not good. It was bad news for people. That bridge got announced that they were shutting it down and people were in rough shape. But now the market is on fire. The median list price is at $895,000, which is up 23% from last year. That is not just growth, that is like rocket fuel. I was touring houses there last week. My clients were saying, hey, Sean, what's the deal? What's the deal with this house? I mean, there's already offers on it. You got to be prepared if you're a buyer and you're going into that market. The bridge opening has changed everything, and it brought all that really easy access back to downtown Seattle. And it's also brought buyer activity. Listings hitting the market, but they're going quick. It feels like a night and day compared to some of these other neighborhoods that are in Seattle. And the numbers are wild. The median sold price is now over $1 million. And that is substantial. People are rediscovering exactly why they loved West Seattle, or why they should have loved West Seattle, because the commute is gone. The headache is gone. And the competition, it's there. Properties are selling for $560 per square foot, and that is higher than some of the other neighborhoods in Seattle proper. So that is good if you're a seller, if you bought before they shut the bridge down, but it's kind of bad if you're a buyer. It's worth it. I love West Seattle, but you have to be ready for battle. And there's a lot of development that's coming. You've got the West Seattle Junction Park that starts later this year. They're fixing up the Hiawatha Community Center. The community investment stuff is really big right now. But I want to show you what's happening all the way up in Lynnwood with the light rail, a whole other level of transformation that's coming. And it's mind-blowing. There's just all this money going into the community spaces in West Seattle, which makes it even more attractive. And I love it because there's still a lot of single family homes. So it makes it great for families, makes it great for younger people wanting to get their first home. But homes are selling in about 7 days. They could be gone on the first day, they could be gone on the first weekend, but on average, they're taking about 7 days. And that shows you just how hot this market has become since that bridge opened back up. So what makes West Seattle so cool? Well, really, it's just this like perfect mix of like tight little neighborhoods, the Admiral District, you've got Alki, amazing beaches, parks, plus you have tons of different types of housing options, old, beautiful Victorian homes, townhomes, condos, whatever you're into, beach cottages, whatever you're into, you can find it in West Seattle. And West Seattle's just crushing it. But our next spot offers something completely different. It is one of the most diverse, affordable, and energetic areas in all of Seattle. So let's talk about Lynnwood. Let's talk about the growth that they're seeing, and let's talk about why this is happening. And it is because of the Lynnwood light rail, which opened last year. And here's the crazy part. The median listing price in Lynnwood is $750,000, and that is down 8.5% from last year. Sean, is that a weakness? Is that an opportunity? It's probably an opportunity because there's so much growth happening in Lynnwood. You are now getting a discount if you go and buy a home there. The light rail, it came. People are seeing it. They can get to Seattle quicker. And now the city center is planning huge improvements. With these trains running every 8 minutes during rush hour, it's totally changed the way people think about living in Lynnwood. And Sound Transit expects 50,000 daily riders. They see essentially 50,000 people who can live in Lynnwood and make easy commutes, make their lives just a lot easier. So let's talk about the building pipeline. What does the city see? Well, they're planning over 3,000 housing units. They're planning 10,000 new apartments, all within walking distance of these stations. Every single place you look, there's something going up. There's construction everywhere. The city is going to look very different in the coming years than it does right now. There's residential zoning changes, high density, middle housing. These are huge opportunities to investors. I was talking to a seller today, just today. The home is zoned RS8, and we figured out that you could put 15 cottage-style homes on just this one residential parcel. 15 homes. Imagine if their neighbors sold too. 30 homes, 45 homes. It's coming. And then there's the Northline Village project, which is massive. 1,300 homes, 250,000 square feet of retail. They're basically just creating this walkable urban core that has never existed in Lynnwood. There's never been anything like it there. So the market is going to thrive. It's thriving. Homes are still selling. The average is about a week. The average price per square foot is some of the cheapest I've seen, $411 per square foot. But if you get in now with all those improvements coming, there's a lot of upside on it. And Lynnwood is planning to add, almost 14,000 new housing units by 2044. That's like doubling the housing inventory. So with all this growth potential, it's a hot market. It is coming, and the growth is coming, and it's all blowing up because of the light rail, because it's finally connecting Lynnwood to all these other hubs. And that is just something that's really wild. But I'm going to tell you about something that's a lot different, totally different, and it's a hidden gem that is getting set up perfectly for future growth. Okay, and for our last suburb, my dark horse pick, the most unknown opportunity, and I think maybe the most interesting opportunity, is Cathcart. Most buyers have no idea this place even exists. It is sitting on a powder keg of growth. Smart buyers, they're already tapping into it. Cathcart's median list price right now is $995,000, and that is up 30% from last year. That is the biggest jump out of any place that we're talking about today. If I recall, the median price was $707,000, which means there's a lot of high-end new construction that is hitting the market. The price per square foot is only $403 per square foot, which is way lower than the other suburbs. So you're getting a lot of house for your money. Big houses, a lot of house, a lot of land. And the Eastview Village development is going to change everything there. 1,300 new homes, 61,000 square feet of commercial space on 145 acres. It's going to completely transform this area, and it's going to create a whole new, vibrant community center. And the build out's going to take about 6 years. There's, between 12 to 14 phases on it, but Cathcart's going to be completely different. We've seen it with other areas. We saw it happen with Bothell. That used to just be horse farms, but it's right there. And location-wise, it's got great access to Seattle, great access to Snohomish, great access to the east side. You can get on Highway 9, 522, 405, and you're right in this perfect sweet spot where you can get to high-paying jobs and get a lot of house. Okay, the thing that is really cool about Cathcart is when great houses hit the market, especially new ones, they're getting multiple offers. Buyers who are discovering this area tend to move pretty quick because they're getting so much for their money. And what makes it really special is that you get great prices, lots of house, huge lots, growing home values. And these homes, if you could pick them up and put them in Seattle or in Bellevue, would cost you twice as much. That's really what Cathcart is delivering. All right, so now that we've checked out these booming Seattle suburbs, let me tell you which one I think has the most potential for buyers and investors in 2025. These Seattle suburbs are absolutely killing it in 2025. Each one has its own special sauce. Let's start with Renton. Gives you great prices, easy access to Seattle. You've got the landing development. Next, we have Edmonds. It's got premium living, killer views. I love the restaurant scene there. You've got West Seattle, which is back in the game. The bridge is reopened. Prices are going, they're going up quick. Lynnwood exploding huge because of the new light rail and all the development. And of course you have Cathcart, which is like a little hidden gem. Lots of space, big homes, great prices, still very affordable. But if I had to pick one, for me, it's gotta be Cathcart. 30% price jump in 1 year. That tells you everything you need to know. Smart money is looking at this area. Investors are looking at this area. There's a long runway, but there's a lot of growth coming. The Eastview Village project, lots of developments coming online. This is where people are moving that want these bigger lots or want to get in before the investors do. And if you're thinking about making any move into any of these Seattle suburbs, me and my team, we would love to help you. We know these areas, we know them like the back of our hand, and we can match you with the perfect neighborhood. Whatever your lifestyle is, whatever your budget is, we can help you. Just shoot me an email. It's that simple. sean.mc@compass.com, and I'll help you. We can help you. We'll get the ball rolling. Now that you've seen these Seattle suburbs that are just exploding in growth, you've got to look at Seattle as a whole, and it's being totally transformed on a massive scale. And if you're moving to Seattle or you already live here, you absolutely need to know about these game-changing projects that are driving the city's future. So click this video right here to see the mega projects that are absolutely reshaping Seattle City forever. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in Seattle.